Okay, I think I should be live now. Was just testing my audio levels from earlier. Unfortunately, I don't think I was able to find like the exact balance that worked out previously. And the stream has gone live. That's the salto you see on the left. And the person in the center is operations producer Nakai. They're talking about maybe they have their mics on a little bit too soft. But right now, so they're gonna try and fix the audio on their end while I try to fix audio issues on my end. Yeah, I'm listening. Can you guys hear the JP stream audio? I think I may have had my voice level a bit on too high. Right now they're just talking, making some small talk about the weather. How is the audio balance actually? Like, is the JP original audio loud enough, or should I turn it up a little bit more?
それではじゃあ本日のもう今日ね盛りだくさんですからね、浅内さん。今日はそうですね。時間もね、限られた中ではありますが、たくさんの情報があるということで皆さん。So they just said that they got a bunch of information to share today, and they're gonna start by talking about the lineup for today. So the first part is basically just announcing the new member who will appear on the stream, and then followed by the newest unit information, followed by main stories part 3, and then we have some esports matches, and finally at the end of the broadcast is when they will have the latest information on the game's updates. でもちょっとね予想されてる人もいたんじゃないですか。
So now they are talking about the new member on the stream. Nakai-san wonders who she is, and Asaruto-san commented that yeah, pretty much most people more or less already know.
しっかりとしたシルエットにね。
And the silhouette was a huge hint. Like most people can tell just based on the silhouette. So right before they bring on the new member on the panel, they're gonna do the regular player presence thing, in which they will get the JP players watching a stream to vote and select which of 4 different sets of presents they want for this official stream. So for the next 30 minutes, JP players can go on to Twitter and vote for the pack that they want. And this time around, if you guys keep track on the kind of stuff they give out in the presents pack, this time around they made some changes based on feedback from previous broadcasts.
まず1つ目が2億ギル体力回復薬第40個
I'm not gonna read all this out because, you know, it doesn't really affect globalers. And even as a JP player myself, I don't really care which pack they end up giving us. It's more or less the same. Alright, so I'm gonna take the moment to read the chat on my stream. Hey there, Hans Pals. Hi there, Etski. Here we go. QWERTY. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, so here we go, said that the balance is good. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it stays this way. Like, before the stream, I was actually sort of tweaking around the audio for a bit, so usually what happens is I take like an older version of the official broadcast to do like an audio check, and I just couldn't, for some reason it always seems to be too soft. And then maybe I think I turn up the gain on my microphone too much. So the presents that they give out on the JP streams, usually I think for global we get something similar to that, to whatever the JP players end up having, but if I'm not wrong, the global presents are always more generous than JP anyway. What is in the times 40 ticket? One of them is for unit shards. Usually if it's 40, usually if it's a X40 ticket, it means that it's a 40 shard for any unit that is non-limited, all the way up to the latest unit. There is usually also another pack that has vision card shards instead of unit shards. But I think the amount for that is like 25 shards or something like that. So now they're sort of talking about, you know, the patterns that players tend to have when voting for the president. Some people go for shards. A lot of people actually more recently go for the weapons pack. And they'll announce the results of the poll at the end of the program. And Assalto is all ready to get into the, you know, actual meat of the program, because there's apparently quite a bit they need to get through today. And they don't want to make the person waiting to come on, like they don't want to make her wait as well. So the point of this broadcast, operations producer Nakai-san just mentioned again, you know, is to be the sort of the eyes and ears of players to sort of incorporate their feedback and give them information. And so as part of, you know, as part of that, that's one of the reasons they are bringing on this guest. And it's none other than Ishikawa Rie Ishikawa, who is also known as Misoshiru, because I think her YouTube channel name is Misoshiru Channel. And right off the bat, you know, her opinion of the show for this broadcast is that, you know, there's nobody on the panel who is in charge of doing Tsukomi, which is, you know, basically doing the pointing fun or pointing jokes kind of thing. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with manzai, a type of Japanese comedy, usually having two people. One person would be the, you know, the person who says all the dumb things, and then there's a straight person who will do the tsukomi, which is basically, you know, doing straight punches, and is that kind of style. And then Ishikawa-san just said that, hey, there's nobody on the show who actually does the straight man play. And now she's talking about the TGS broadcast.
絵面がおっさんだらけだから
She's talking about why she's here as a guest.
その
Because
本番中に言われた
she actually, if you guys remember, the first time she made an appearance was during the TGS stream. And the reason she appeared on that stream is because at some point during TGS itself, on the actual day itself, somebody noticed that the program is full of old guys. It's just a bunch of, old guys, in the stream talking about War of the Vision stuff, and they realized, hey, it would be better if they had some kind of female presence, and so she was asked to appear on the TGS stream.
であとその時に結構ねツイッター上とかでプレイヤーの
And
皆
at
様
that time,
やっぱりこう
it was quite well received.
聞きづらいところも聞くっていうような印象もある
Like, a lot of players had a good impression of, her appearance during the TGS stream.
声をねしっかりと
And, as part of the point of doing these broadcasts is to pick up on players' voices, players' comments in the chat. And especially at this time, when the 3rd anniversary is coming up. So as a result, they decided, in order to, better get the players' voices reflected, they decided to ask Ishikawa-san, the lady here, to come on the stream. And she actually did a really good job picking up on the chat's comments during the TGS stream as well.
今私これで待機してますからね私の足りないものリスト
And she's even brought, she's using her smartphone to make a list of things, apparently.
今一番欲しいリスト
And a list of things that she wants from the game. And the number one thing she wants from the game is Rainbow Ops, which she has taken a screenshot of to, let everyone, the producer, know that this is something that, hey, a lot of players need in JP.
という形でございますので、なのでちょっとね今後
Hey Ryan, thanks for stopping by.
これを機にね最近また
And Arduran says that he won't be staying the whole time, but thanks for doing stuff like this. Thank you for dropping by.
もしも可能な限りは
あもう
民営とかにも
ぜひ
はい遊びに来ていただきたいなというふうには思っております。ということで皆さん本日もね糸尻さんを含めてやっていきましょう。はい。よろしくお願いします。
いや楽しいですね。なんか私はちょっとこれ私のコーナーということでいろいろ言いたいことあるんですけど、本当に台本ないんですよ。
So,
民営放送って。
from Ishikawa-san's point of view, she has a lot of things she wants to say about the game in her own corner in the program. But, she realizes that for this program, for this series of programs, there actually isn't like a proper script. And as she's pointing out now, there actually isn't even like a full staff, behind the cameraman. Everything is done by their own selves.
民営放送って本当に
It's like a really budget kind of production, completely different from the koke, which is the type of show that has a lot of production values. So she's kind of surprised because usually for a lot of these live shows, usually they have a pretty well-written script that covers most stuff they're going to cover.
私リリース当初
And now she's talking a little bit about, her experience with War of the Visions.
やってみようと思っ
So
て
she started at the time when War of the Visions came out, but unfortunately she found that the amount of effort required to build units for War of the Vision was a little bit too much for her, so she actually eventually left the game.
めっちゃ削るようになったんですよ
And then recently she sort of returned to the game, and she realizes that, wow, actually a lot of things have been improved.
ねなんかちょっとやったことない方とか、私と同じように、FFB ユーザーさんとか FF のねプレイヤーの皆さんとかが、言説ちょっと触ってやめちゃったって言った方々が今始めたらいいこといっぱいあるんじゃないかなって
そうで
思いました。
すね、なんかこう触りやすい機能みたいなのもね増えてきていますしね。
はいということですね。
はい。
今日もコメント拾っていきます。
よろしくお願いします。
Sorry, I had to step away for a bit.
はい。
私、ユーザーの皆さんに
はい。
何やったらいいかわかんなくて、
はいはいはい。
何やったらいいですかって聞いたらこうセレクショ
So
ン
she has been asking players what, or rather, she has been asking other players on what she should be doing in the game,
結構最後の方。
and a lot of people have been telling her, go and do the selection quest.
最初ではない。
And for her, it seems to be a little bit too difficult. And operations producer Nakai-san told her, actually, those things you should be doing, more towards the later point in the game. But of course, for newer players, you can always start with clearing like maybe the first 3 to 5 levels of selection quests. But the later ones are actually much harder and geared for people who, have progressed in the game quite a bit more. And Nakai-san says that he thinks for newer players, probably the point to start is probably another story. Kazero said, guess they didn't get that 100 Rainbow Spears pack in JP. No, we did not. The 100 Spears pack is a present from Intern Kun over in Global. So right now, Nakai-san is telling her, well, some of the things that, one of the things that, newer players should focus on is, of course, getting Ziza's bells. But if you don't have that, then, you should go and unlock Lucio and get his TMR first. As early as, well, not necessarily first, but just as early as possible. So that's one of the reasons why, people should start with another story. And then now, Ishikawa-san is saying that she saw on Asaruto-san's video that, it's recommended to get Black Robe Witch Helena. And she went and did that because of that, and actually she even followed so much of his advice that she went and spent money on the game to get Halloween Rairyuu. And somehow she also got Leela the Bold on her account. Saruto-san tells her that, wow, then in that case, she more or less has what it takes to field a dark team. Fujita-san is commenting about, the usefulness of the zombie TMR and how you could use it on Black Robe Witch Helena, for example.
よければ、配信とかで、ぜひやっていただいて、ルシオ、ゲットしつつ、キャラクターを育てていただきながら、メインストーリー進めていただくと。But basically, operations producer Nakai-san's advice for Ishikawa-san is definitely to go and unlock Lucio in another story. And then after that go and get as far in the main story as possible. And because Ishikawa-san is here on the stream and hasn't played another story yet, they'll try and do their best to avoid spoilers from another story, which is kind of difficult because they're gonna talk about another story part 2 in just a bit later. And there are people in the JP chat who are calling out Misoshiru, which is of course the nickname for Ishikawa-san. So she's quite popular in the even among the FFB main what do you call it, mainline players. Alright, so they're moving on to this is basically the so this seems to be a tournament event. I'm not sure if this is official or player organized. アサルトさんから親善大使、名誉親善大使になっていただいて、1年半ぐらい活動していると。で、3周年も間近ではあるといった形で、アサルトさんの方からも新しいこと、プレイヤーの皆様ともっと 楽しむ新しいことは何かできないかっていう相談を
Okay, so Asaruto-san has been at this point the sort of goodwill ambassador for World of Visions for about a year and a half. And so since the third anniversary is coming up, he sort of proposed to Nakai-san, maybe they could do some kind of event. And this is what that is. So it's supposed to be a sort of event that isn't just plainly a tournament, so not just PvP, but it's going to be more like a, have a fun vibe to it. This will basically feature streamers. Like, to be able to participate in this tournament, you have to already be a streamer. I guess I could apply, maybe? Probably not, I'm not sure. But basically, they are going to start getting people to sort of apply to be this event, and then on the 30th of October, they will hold the actual event. So it's a tournament, but it's among streamers who play World of Visions.
参加条件として、ストリーマープレゼンツというタイトル名になっているので、現役戦争の配信を行っている方、
Streamer presents Feast of the Vision.
プラットフォームは限らずなんですけど、そういった方たちですね、で、応募いただきまして、でみんなで
So as long as it's someone who streams World of Visions, regardless of platform, YouTube or Twitch or some other platform, I think in Japan, Mirative is quite popular. As long as, they are a streamer, they can apply to appear in this tournament. And the point of this event is to basically get everyone to have fun, and that's why they want streamers to participate, so that they can get their viewers and communities involved and have a great time with everybody. So I don't think anyone who's watching my stream is like interested in participating for this, but in case you're one such person, you can go ahead and contact Asaruto-san to apply to appear in the program.
ちょっとなんか公式からもらえないかなと思って商品的な今回は大会だし、今後はなんか
And Asaruto-san is thinking, well, since this is kind of sanctioned by the official, operations team, so they hope that they can, Nakai-san can provide some kind of, some kind of goodies for the people who participate in it. He's trying to push, like maybe give out some kind of things to players or, to titles, to the person who wins this tournament. And Nakai-san just agreed on the spot. They're gonna make an official title, like an exclusive title to the winner of this tournament.
賞がもらえるということなのでね、ぜひ皆様ちょっと、配信者の方ですね、振ってアサルトまでメッセージいただければと思います。ちょっとまた回を追うごとにね、いろんなものをやっていきたいと思うんですけど。
In the future, they'll try and do more of these events, so there will be chances to get these sorts of exclusive titles from the operations team for participation in these kinds of events. This is, I think, the first time. I mean, in Japan, for the JP community, for all the divisions, there's been quite a lot of player organized events. But I think this is like the first time that is something that's kind of like a fun event that is being organized by, of course, by Asaruto-san in conjunction with the organizers, or rather the operations team. So he's talking about the rules for the tournament. Probably gonna do some crazy stuff. some kind of like the concept for the tournament rules will be something based on the story of World Divisions, like the setting and lore for World Divisions. If you guys enjoy watching the JP esports matches, this may be something to look forward to. Well, you know, I mean, for global, we kind of have RNJ's Friday Night Fight. So I think in terms of concept, it will be something similar to that.
いろいろやってみましょう。はい、チャレンジの部分ではあるので、皆様ねご協力いただけたらなと思います。シックはきつい。
Violetta san, Violetta. I say Violetta san. Violetta says intern Kun, our savior. Even Justin bought those packs. Yep. Those 300 rainbow ops in global is actually huge, and to be honest, I'm actually like starting to run out of them already. The rainbow ops. I think I fully used my quota of 300 rainbow ops, and I'm going into, you know, the rainbow ops that I originally kept before the 300 rainbow ops packs. Well, D says we get new collab. No, this is actually an event that is being proposed and organized by Asaruto-san, the guy you see sitting on the left. Can see my mouse cursor. I think I have to click. So he basically came up with the concept of this event. Streamer presents Fist of Visions. It's a tournament where they will have, where people who are streamers for World Divisions JP will apply to appear in this program, in this tournament. And then on October 30th, that's when the tournament will take place. And it's a tournament with a bunch of random rules that will be decided, I guess, on the day of the tournament itself. And because this is sort of something that Saruto-san is bringing to the operations team, so the official guys behind World Divisions are sort of involved as well. And Nakai-san just promised on the spot that, you know, they will make an exclusive title just for the winner of this tournament. So that's not a collab. It's basically a long roundabout way to say that this is not a collab. It's just an event.
そうですね。はい。実施はこの日程でまず1回やらせてもらって、報告もまた次の放送とかでできたらいいなと。
So for more details, they will cover it on a later date. And then I think Nakai-san said something about, you know, giving some kind of update on this or something else closer to the 3rd anniversary. But I think they were just talking about the event anyway, so it's not something important.
でございますけれども、はい、なんかそう青井さんコメントありがとう。なんか違う意味になってきてないかなっていうのが若干そう藤田縛りと中井縛りに関してはちょっと違う方向になってないかなっていう。そうですね。ご要望があればね、次回私ドンキで買って。大丈夫、放送できます。大丈夫。はい、そういう形でございますけれども、はい。はい。なんでね、まあ新メンバーも入ってみんなでワイワイこれからも楽しく頑張っていきましょう。はい。はい。続きましてですね、最新ユニット情報。
So next we're gonna talk about the latest unit information, which is probably gonna be centered around Halloween Lucia.
なぜかね、予想が。最新ユニット情報。はい、最新ユニットの。
And Nakai-san is making a joke here. For some reason, it seems that all of the players in the chat already know what unit they're gonna talk about. For some reason.
気分だ。熱くなってきたな。私が軽く遊んでやろう。最悪でも恵みでも望むものをくれてやろう。これが望みか？痛いだろう？もっと楽しませろ。さあ、祭りの時間だ。存分に楽しんでこい。いいぞ、いいぞ。最高だな。ファイナルファンタジーブレイブエクスビアス幻影戦争。ジェーダン様はハロウィンにお越しにならないのだろうか。
はい、ということでハロウィンルシア登場。
And that was, I believe, the first time we've seen Halloween Lucia's trailer as well as her limit burst.
冥王の使い魔。はい、まあ、この後冥王が誰かは判明するんですけれども、はい、冥王の使い魔。
A servant demon from the afterlife.
はい、レアリティは UR、属性は闇と。はい。
Cost
メイン
70.
ジョはグリモアマスターと。
Dark element with the main job
でございます。
Grimoire Master.
で、まあ、ちょっと設定
Well, we already know all of this
一
stuff.
枚スライドで用意したのでこちらご覧ください。
Nakai-san prepared a introduction slide to the character anyway.
はい。
さあちょっとスライド読ませていただきます。
はい。
ルシアハロウィン。今年も念願のハロウィンがやってきた。
So this year's Halloween has started.
政府へと押し込められるためには光の勢力を打ち破らねばならない。今宵はその唯一の機会なのだ。さあ者ども冥王サリア様に続け
Wow, so Salia
この世界の
Salia-
覇権を握るのだ。
Salia is actually the demon king in the world where Halloween Lucia comes from.
勇者は誰だ。
So basically, just to give a quick recap of the introduction, it's Halloween again, and this year as well,
ございます。
us from the afterworld, from hell, basically,
後ほどね。
are being, pressured by the forces of light. And so, for tonight, it's the only chance for us to, well, basically, they are fighting back against some unknown forces of light. And in this version of Hell, Halloween Lucia is a servant of the Underworld King Salia.
ハロウィンでございます。まあ、サブジョブが黒魔導士とシーフといった形になっておりますね。
So Halloween Lucia,
お願いします。
sub jobs are Black Mage and Thief.
闇の民のアサルさんもぜひ使ってみてほしいし、そう今回ね闇デッキがもう1キャラです
もう一
完成すると。
完成する中に
Fujita-san hopes that players will
魔法がね
go ahead and get Halloween Lucia to, give themselves more options for Dark, just like Ishikawa-san, who has, a bunch of the Dark characters.
両方とも叱ったやつだ。
So she has Steel Heart from Thief, and then from Black Mage, I didn't hear what was the thing that she gets from Black Mage.
単体攻撃ですね。
Do you guys already know the skills that they've unveiled? The Limit Burst Mystic Drain is a move that gives Halloween Lucia 3-turn follow-up attack, similar to Astria's Limit Burst. And it also does damage. What was it? Damage.
一部を吸収すると。
はい。
It also does damage L and absorbs a portion of the damage dealt.
で、自分の説明もそのままいきますかね。
はい
はい。
Etsuki says we have too much dark magic already.
はい。ちょっと左上の説明も一旦後でやります。まあ終わったかなんで。はい。でスキル的には左下のエンドアクセル。
So I wrote this up in my guild server, or rather for the people at Visipur. I didn't actually post it, but basically her job is, I think Fujita-san is going to get back to this,
攻撃性能
but
相手の防御貫通率が高い場合はそれをダウンしてかつ相手を戦闘不能にすると自身の CT をアップすると。
はい。また早く
he's talking about this skill here called Endo Exo,
ライトに
and it is an AoE move that does damage M, mag base damage M to targets, and it will decrease their defense penetration by a bit. And if there are any units, any targets that get killed by this move, Halloween Lucia will gain CT small. So it's kind of like Lightning's AoE attack.
はいはいはい。
イメージで
It's like a magic version of Lightning's AoE attack, if you think of it that way.
シュアリーテールですね。に関しては直線
Oh, this is a new one.
内々に対して
Sherry Tail.
その発動率を幅ダウンした後に魔力依存ダメージ
This is a guaranteed hit move.
はい。一部持ってる。
1万
As you can see, the move range is, in some kind of,
対して
well, it's like a spear kind of
回避多いです
AoE.
他の、先月も
And what this does is reaction after reaction block.
そういう部分でもう活躍できるような。
Sorry, after the target's reaction activation rate has been greatly decreased, the move will then do MAG base damage M, and this is a guaranteed hit. And Spell of Shield, this is something that they have previously unveiled already. It's an AoE buff that will give Halloween Lucia a barrier protecting her from a certain amount of damage, and it will also give defense up to herself and allies in the AoE. So Fujita-san is talking about how, barrier usually is like a 3-hit kind of thing, but this time around they made it such that it's it's up to a certain amount of HP. And sorry, this is not a physical magical barrier. This barrier is only for physical attacks. So one more skill that isn't written here, but is explained in the job thing. So she has a buff move that will give her the ability to do AP damage on her attacks, as well as apply Protect on Halloween Lucia herself. So if you combine the Protect skill and the barrier, so the physical barrier, then she's kind of like a very sort of, high physical defensive kind of unit that has great magical attack ability. So, in the past, magic units for the most part are pretty squishy units, right? So the design for Halloween Lucia is basically to sort of change that kind of mindset, make her a bit of a, magic attacker, but, such that she isn't squishy, as long as your opponent mostly use physical attacks. And she also has the ability with skill to lower the defense penetration of the enemy units. So, as long as you have quite a bit of defense on Halloween Lucia and the other units, you will actually last quite long with Halloween Lucia. Ryan mentions that Raychess and Varouche also has a similar type of HP barrier, but for magic. So Nakai-san is saying that he's happy for this unit because it's quite rare to have a low-cost unit with this much attack power and defensive capability. So he's quite happy personally to see this unit and her performance. And he's reading chat, and a lot of people in the chat are chiming in that Halloween Lucia is kawaii. She's really cute, and yeah, of course, Lucia is quite a popular character in the game. So Grimoire Master, we originally thought Grimoire Master is a sort of a exclusive job for Halloween Lucia, like an original job that some units get, but actually Fujita-san explained that that's actually not the case. Grimoire Master is a new general use job that in the future you will also see, be the main job or sub-job of other units. Violetta says, did JP notice or mention anything about her TMR? No, not yet. TMR details they usually reveal only after the unit is out. So Nakai-san is explaining to Ishikawa-san here that, with new units there's this challenge, there's this bingo board thing that players can use to get a bunch of shots really quickly.
本なんですけど、このクエストクリア
And this time the new equipment
のクラフトレシピを獲得
is a book type equipment. Itazura Majo no Nikki, which means the diary of a trickster witch. And then now we move on to the new VC for Halloween. I'm not too sure how to translate Meo, but it means something like the Demon Lord King, or rather the king of the afterlife. And as you can see, Salier here is the Meo, the basically the Satan of, you know, she's basically playing that kind of role. This is a vision card that is weapons limited, meaning only rod users belonging to the subset of Black Mage and others, book users, axe and lance users can use this card, or rather can, you know, get the effects of this card. The big thing about this vision card is basically the triple hit magic attack that you will get as a vision ability. So to get these effects, you need to make sure that your main job allows you to equip one of these weapons. But for the vision ability, as long as one of the sub jobs on the unit is a job that can use rods, then you will be able to use the vision ability. Irie Salia asks, Halloween craze at some point? Well, you know, in the Halloween VCs, they've actually done a lot of illustrations that feature Halloween versions of a bunch of units, such as Halloween craze here. So chances are, I'm kind of doubtful that we will ever see a Halloween craze, but hey, never say never, right? Oh, and this move, other than triple hit, it also has, what was it? I think single target resistance down. So it's actually pretty good, not just as, you know. So it has a effect similar to Shunak's limit burst, meaning, you know, you can get like really good damage off chains from this move. And because as long as, you know, the units have a sub-job that can use a rod, they can use the ability, the number of characters who can actually use the vision ability is quite, the number is actually quite high. Oh, and there is no activation time required for this vision ability. Magic abilities usually, well, just in case Fujita-san is checking out, or rather he's checking how many times they can use the vision ability. Asaroto-san is guessing that it will probably be the same number of users as Triple Treat and the other one that I don't remember the move, you know, the other Halloween VC vision ability. It should be around the same number of users, but just in case, Fujita-san is going to look it up for us. Viola says, if only the AI programmer was half as talented as the VC artist. Well, I wouldn't comment on that. So because of activation time for magic attacks, you know, it can have a really big impact on the order of turns, the order of attacks, and your chains and damage overall. So
栄唱し始めた
the
らだって
vision
なんか痛くなっちゃう
ability not having an activation time required is a really big deal, honestly. Like even for myself, it makes it that much more usable, especially in guild raids and other kinds of raid style PvE content.
このまあなんか名誉サリアってでこれで来ると確かにね
こっちが本体っていうこといや今回はルシア様ということで皆さんのねこのお声が多いことは
はい
嬉しいことなのでもしかしたら名誉サリアもねもしかしたらっていうこと
So Asalto-san is commenting on Meo Sarie,
栄唱は
and then Nakai-san. Oh,
すみません引っ張ってしまって
Fujita-san just said something, but I didn't manage to catch it. But Nakai-san earlier said that, well, if people really like Halloween, or rather Nightmare Salie, in the future they would think about implementing her as a unit. But it all depends on, the player response and how much people actually want her.
はい中井さんよろしいですか
はい
しても
まあ皆さんにねちょっと
なんだっけ
そう皆さんにちょっと一部ではねちょいちょいこう出したりだとかちょっとね大きめの人がちょっとなんかいろいろ言ったりだとかはい
蝶ネクタイ
大きい蝶ネクタイの人がねいろいろ言ったりだとかっていうのもありましたけれどもいよいよメインストーリー、はい、第3部が間もなく
Okay, so now you're gonna talk about main story part 3.
本日結構いろんなものを盛り盛りに盛り込んだ映像をご用意
They
いたしました
brought a bunch of footage for us to look at.
初めて見た時結構おって震えました
Quite a
映像
lot.
をご用意いたしましたのでまずいろいろ話す前にまずはこちらをご覧いただきたいなと思い
So
ま
it
す
starts with a
お
trailer.
願いします
Wait, didn't we see this before? This is basically the TGS trailer for anyone who's wondering. Okay, now we are entering new ground. Whoa. Dual wielding stern. Holy cow, what is that? Okay, so this part here we've seen in the TGS trailer as well. Wow. Wow. Holy cow, redemption arc. The first War of the Visions cross blood. Wait, what does it mean, the first War of the Visions?
でしょうかアサルトさん
知ってるかっこよすぎる
コメントもでもめちゃめちゃいただいてますねそうです装いが
Nagai-san asks Asalto-san what he thinks of the new footage.
たくさんありましたよ
今
なんか
回初お披露目でございます
It's the first time they are showing off this new version of Stern.
はい知っ セルなんかすごいことになってましたね。
すごいことになってました。
シャコーン。手は
Etsuki asks, is Stern's fight symbolizing fighting his evil with something like that? If you, I think it's mentioned in chapter 8 of part 2 story. So if you play that, I believe it's that fight basically that happens from within him or something like that.
こちらご覧ください。メインストーリー第3部。
Main story part 3 starts October 24th, so that's 2 Mondays from now.
もうすぐでございます。3周年の前にね、メインストーリー第3部
So actually in the, I haven't fully finished the interlude for part 2, but I hear that it explains a bunch of stuff that's really important to the key plot of the main story. You know, of why suddenly does, you know, what he does and all that.
今回のタイトルが今までもね、リオンズバレー戦役だったり、サブタイトル
So with every part, they always give like a subtitle.
幻影戦争と。はい。
And the first one was something blood, and then second is bullet something. For the third part, main story, the subtitle is the first war of the visions.
振り返っているっていう体でというか、まあそういう設定で、はい。
Violetta says Fire Stern. Yeah, maybe the new Stern will be Fire Element. Who knows?
物語が進行しているんですけれども、そちらの第1部、第2部とつながってきたストーリー、第3部で一旦完結いたします。はい、そこで。
So the reason why the subtitle for part 3 is called The First War of the Visions is because, you know, everything that you've seen so far in part 1 and part 2, all of this leads to the conclusion set forth in part 3. So part 3 will be like sort of the final part in this arc, and that's why they're calling it The First War of the Visions. And of course, after that, there will be more developments. So they're working on, you know, the next main story development already, it seems. And this key visual for part 3 is also the first time they're showing this off.
これ左下になんか出てるの消せます？
左下 something on the lower left.
真ん中の光、さらに後ろにはこれが転移ですね。転移の正体とは何なのかっていうところで、その光を、取り巻きいろんなねキャラクターたちが勢ぞろいしていると。
全体的に右半分に対してのコメントが多いです。
A lot of people are commenting about the right hand side of this key visual.
ちょっと寄っちゃいますか？ちょっとあらちょっと寄っちゃいますか？
Can you see Gilgamesh?
兜が
Wait, what? Oh,
素顔が
this is Gilgamesh.
だったりだとか。
He's gonna shed his armor.
ギルガメッシュの右のその右
ヒムールの右
ささやきが
マスクを
マスクが
Whisper as well has taken off her mask. What could all this mean?
そう公式的にマスク外したことないですね。はいありましたけれどとかね。
Well, technically the official art for Whisper has her mask on always, so.
新しい衣装になるんですね。はい。
Yep, Gilgamesh is unmasked indeed.
取り巻いてるって感じなんですよ。はい。
Wait, is this Ramada? Ramada in a new costume. What's with that? Fujita-san asks.
どっかで公開されるから。
これ何にも入ってないやつパソコンのやつにしたいんです。
Ishikawa-san says that, you know, she would absolutely love to use this as a desktop background.
ツイッター上だったりだとかで見れるように、はい、ちょっとなんかね考えます。
So Nakai-san will think about some way to use this image and you make something with it and put it up on Twitter later on. Or rather he'll think about doing something like
いろ
that.
んなことが隠されていますので。
But, you know, with this key visual, there's a bunch of things sort of hidden in the illustration.
ありますので、ぜひ皆 さんお楽しみに。メインストーリー、本当ね、野口
So Nakai-san says, please look forward to the developments in part 3 main story. And Noguchi-san, the guy who is working on the scenario, is also, saying something to that effect.
していただいていて、なんかV 流してる時めちゃめちゃね盛り上がってくれてる。はい。
No, Stray Light says no spoiler for part 2 ending.
ぜひ
Please.
お願いいたします。
Yeah, I don't plan on talking anything about part 2 ending, and I don't think they have spoken anything about part 2 ending here as well.
に関しましてもこちらもう一PV 用意しております。はい。
They brought another trailer to show us. This time is for another story, but it seems like it's something that
面白いです。
はい。
we've seen before,
じゃあ
probably.
次は誰が出るのかといったところでございますが、こちらご覧ください。
Oh no, it's a new trailer for,
いいわ、その絶望の表情。あなたたちだけに教えてあげる。本当の私を。国務の力をばらまいて、それを増幅した上で集めている奴がいる。
どうやらどこもひどい惨状だったみたいだな。
はーい。それじゃあ今回もお仕事を頑張りましょうね。私はビクトラ。ルアーサと二人で気ままに旅から旅へってね。
おう、聖女様。
迷い子たち、無情で俗悪な闇を追放し、共に正しき道を歩みましょう。
聖女様、聖女リソル。
任務を果たすのに人手が多い方が助かるのは確かだし、ここは協力してもらいましょうよ。ふざけてなんかない。本気でぶっ飛ばす。ファイナルファンタジーブレイブエクスビアス幻影戦争。実はものすごく怒ってるんですよ。分かってもらえます？
はい、ということでアナザーストーリー第2章
Her name is Saint Liso.
偽りの救い10月17日月曜日開演でございます。怖い、怒ってた。
めっちゃ怒ってた。
And the subtitle for the second chapter of another story part 2 is
ヘレーネさん。
how do I translate? 偽りの救い。
すごいコメントで気づいていただいて
False Savior?
はい。
リソル。
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to.
聖女
But basically,
ここでね
this is apparently the bad guy for the second chapter of part 2,
すごいねコメントでも
and she's a
気づいて
saint.
くれていて
She's kind of like Sadali in that
アンテナが高い。
she's like a holy person that people look up to save them from the universe, but she is a false savior.
かつネタバレしたくなくて僕も読んでませんまだ。
Wait. Does this mean that the next character from the Darkness Fest is going to be her instead of Lulugia? That, we kind of sort of figured out from the banner that they previously showed us.
一緒に楽しみたいなと思ってアナザーストーリーに関してはい。
中井さんもそこそこでっかいんです
So this is the second bad guy from the second disciple of the Black Void that's appeared in the story. The first one appeared is this guy who appears in chapter 1. I forgot his name.
今後どうなるのか結構ね面白い展開になっていると思います。
Kazero says she is too beautiful to be a bad guy.
よろしくお願いいたします。
Indeed.
お願いいたします。
But I bet a lot of people are going to pull for her.
ぜひ1終わったら2もはいぜひやってください。
やります。
Ryan says Twisted Saint. Yeah, that sounds about right. As you can see from her demeanor and her behaviorism, she is definitely kind of twisted.
多分途中とか本当に最後ら辺までは多分ちゃんとルシを育ててればいけるような感じのイメージ
So Ishikawa-san is a little bit worried about another story, and Fujita-san is telling her, oh, as long as you clear another story and raise Lucio, you should more or less be able to progress in part 2 of another story as well.
はい今日いっぱいありますね新情報がね。はい
So that was a trailer of part 2 and chapter 2 of part 2 another story, which will, I think, begin to be playable next Monday, I believe.
はい。じゃあ
So now they're gonna move on to talk about esports, the part where I can take a break.
はい、もういよいよ明日で決勝進出者が全員出揃うと。So
tomorrow this is basically the last qualifier for the annual esports program in JP. I'm going to presume most people are not interested in the rules of this thing. Basically this time, the concept, so it's a team battle, and then there's a guy each for the first, second, and third player in the team. And each fight is going to be different rules. This time around, the concept for the first fight is to prioritize, well, basically each fight, they prioritize a different weapon type. And this is the overall bracket, and I think they're gonna show us some of the highlights later on. Here we go says, I want to see Rafu's kit. Me as well. I'm definitely curious to see what Rafu's kit ends up to be. It's going to be based, I believe, on Kotodama Wielder, based on the non-playable character unit in the game. So I think, so this is kind of like the dull side of the program. In the middle of talking, Nakai-san just suddenly said, oh hey, guild battle has started. Don't forget to do your guild battles, guys. I turned off proxy battle, so I'm fine, but in JP, guild battle only takes, the battle phase of guild battle in JP only lasts for 2 hours, so from now until 2 hours from now. So that's why in the middle of the program, Nakai-san wants to remind players that, hey, don't miss your guild battle. But basically this is the part of the program where it's a bit of a lull. We're gonna get to see some matches in a bit. And then after this is going to be the information about future updates on the next update. The winner this time, I don't think this is the actual team that they use, but it's probably like, you know, each character is supposed to represent each player in the team. So there's like 3 players in the team. This tournament is a 3v3 tournament, so don't just look at this and think, oh hey, the people who won this tournament use these units. No, they probably use it in different teams. Let's take a look at my YouTube chat. Kaziro says, I'm sure we all want to see Rafu's kit. Yeah. Staffer says, tune in late. Why YouTube derped and did not notify me when I had it on for your stream. Oh, sorry about that. Have to rewatch the VOD later. Well, in all fairness, you didn't miss all too much. I think the big thing that they have talked about so far is part 3 main story. So I'm not sure how far you are with you know, part 2 main story in global, but you know, if you have not caught up and you want to avoid spoilers, it may actually not be a good idea. It may actually be a good idea to just skip that part, but if you want to see some of the cool stuff that will be coming down the line in the main story, definitely it's a very interesting trailer, that's all I'll say. And then Qwerty says, Chuni Mage, her kid should be explosion magic. So they're now talking a bit about the finals. It's gonna be some kind of special map made for the finals apparently. And it's a map that in the future we will be able to play in the game as well. Stafu says, not caught up, saving story viz for later. Gotcha, thanks for the spoiler warning. Well, even though the part that they showed for part 3 is a bit of a spoiler, to be honest, they didn't show all that much. So I mean, like if I hadn't caught up to the part 2 story, you know, I would have watched that trailer and it would have been totally fine with me. Like they didn't reveal like the big details, but you know, well, they showed some of the stuff that's appearing in part 3. So in a way, you can kind of tell what that means for some of the things in part 2. But it's not that big of a deal. But if you want to, you know, make sure that you are finished catching up with part 2, then yeah, go ahead and do that. Starsu says, bump into your lightning team in arena top 100. Wait a minute, my lightning team in arena top 100? Did I? Oh, okay. I think the last team I killed in arena was not my lightning team, but so I have a team with lightning and 2 fire units. I think maybe that's the one you're talking about, or maybe you're talking about the full lightning team. But in any case, for arena in global, what I do is on the first few days I'll try and get in the top 10, or if not the top 50, and then from Thursday onwards I just do my 5 fights a day, because I just want to make sure I'm in top 50 by the end of the week. So I'm actually not too clear which is the team that I last used in arena. And you know, all the teams that you fight in arena is basically based on the last attack you made. So whichever team you use to make the last attack in arena, that becomes your defense team for other people to fight against. And for me, I don't remember what it was. Also, now they're talking about the updates thing. Nakai-san is saying something about how they have been looking at the data of, you know, people's players' play habits and take a note of the data. And he's thought of what he would like to do to improve unit building in the future. So with Master Ability 2, even Hiruno himself has said this before. The point of Master Ability 2 is to make older units become viable again. So it's a thing that, you know, Nakai-san thinks is a great thing about World of Visions, because it actually makes some of the older units, you know, become suddenly viable again. So it's going to be something that they are continue to do more. And as you have seen recently, there's been a bunch of interesting stuff they've done it. But they've almost gone through all of the characters for MA2. So for the 3rd anniversary, they are gonna think about some kind of thing to further develop the units. But he wants to emphasize that, you know, things like you know, cost break or some other that kind of thing is not the direction that they're gonna take. They are basically going to do something that will further help older units, something like the MA2, the Master Ability 2, but it's not going to be something that increases the cost of units or something like that. So another thing that the players always mention to them is that a lot of players have a lot of extra mind spears that cannot be used for anything. So they're gonna, the new thing that they are making to power up the units will be able to make use of these extra mind spears. As for the actual details, they will make the announcement and detail it during the 3rd anniversary live stream. But because, you know, they want to sort of let players know that, hey, this thing is coming, this change is coming in the future for the development of older units. So that's why 1 month before the 3rd anniversary, he's talking about this and sharing this information with players now. So they are thinking of something that will further power up the units in the game, but it's not going to be something that will further increase the cost or the level of the units, and it's going to be something that you can use all your extra mind spears on.
すごいですよもう。
はいであと
So
はい。
そうもう一個あるんですよ。
はい。
one more thing he wants to mention
これまでちらほらと
that will come with the third anniversary update.
ギルド
うんうん。
の新しい遊び方があるっていう告知をさせていただいたと思うんですよ。前に
This is with regards to the new way of play for guild content,
の実装
the guild conquest kind of thing. They've decided on the date and the title of this game mode, and this is the castle. Castle breaking. Let's just call it invasion. Invasion is like the easiest way to explain this mode. I'm sure I can come up with like a better translation for this, but it's basically castle breaking battle region, and it's gonna start getting implemented. The first round will start on November 18 to 23. So it's basically like a conquest or invasion mode where you go around breaking and entering castles.
ギルドのメンバーで協力していき、攻略していくといったもう形でございます。こちらも、改めてしっかりとね、お知らせ等々では出させていただきます。で、初回の開催を11月18日金曜日から11月23日水曜日へ行います。
So it's going to be a rotational kind of content similar to Guild Raid and other kind of guild-based content. And during this period, when this mode is taking place from November 18 to November 23, there will not be any guild battles.
両立はちょっと厳しいと思ったので、はい。なので、
To give players a break from guild battles to focus on this mode.
はい。
So this is not a single time event. It's going to be, well, it's something that they spend a lot of effort, making. So it's going to be a recurrent event from time to time.
そのギルド系ですね。皆様で、しのぎを削って戦い合うコンテンツで皆様で協力して。
So rather than, having all the guild contents always be about guild versus guild, this time around it's more of a cooperative thing. There is no guild versus guild aspect of this game mode, the invasion mode, and so people can just purely focus on cooperating and collaborating with all your guild mates to clear the new mode.
すごい量だな今日。
はい、ありがとうございます。いや、まあそうだ。
まだ
まだある。
もう一ページあったわ。
まだある。もう一ページ。
And they have more information,
私は一旦これですね。
but in terms of stuff in the game, this is it for now. But they have something else to announce that has to do with outside of the game.
これね嬉しいですけれども、これ知ってます？いやこれはい。
Nakai-san is asking players if anybody knows what this is.
ガンダム
Oh, this is Republic of Gamers, right? It's ROG smartphone.
はい。なんですけれどもこちらね僕これがっつり僕のプライベート。
This is Nakai-san's own private smartphone, his personal smartphone.
スマホなんですけれども、こちらがですね、
But-
ROG フォンという、RO エイススさんっていう、会社がですね出しております。
The Asus ROG phone.
おい余計なこと言うから。
配信みたいなのしようかな。宇宙に。
宇宙にね。
はい、ございます。はい、ROG さんというですね、ゲーミングブランドがございます。結構ね、味噌汁さんとかアサルトさんとか PC ゲーマーからするとめちゃめちゃ有名なブランドですよね。
そうですね。
So he's asking, well, obviously, it's a brand that Ishikawa-san and Asalto-san knows about because it's a gamer brand, right?
ゲーミングブランドさんが出してらっしゃるゲーミング、これゲーミングスマートフォンでございます。こちら
So
の
the ROG phone is kind of like a game.
こちらございまして、これお借りしてきたんですけど、これがほら6って書いてある。さっきの5だ。ちなみに僕は1
I don't know why he's showing this to us, but it's the latest version of the ROG phone.
感じなんですけど、この ROG フォン6が、新登場しておりますと、この中にですね、
はい、
こちらご覧ください。
Within the new ROG phone 6,
幻影戦争がプリインストールされております。
It comes with all the visions pre-installed in the phone.
お願いするもんなんですか結構我々ゲーム戦争としては
Stuff who says ROG phone very expensive gaming phone. I thought Nakai-san is giving that away. No, no, it's not.
知っているこのエイスさん ROG
But in Japan at least, it seems like the ROG Phone 6, the new series, is going to have World the Visions pre-installed, and you can also download wallpapers based on World of Visions for it. Oh, they're actually giving away the phone as well. They're giving away the phone as well as some other World of Visions goods for 20 to 22 people. So 2 people will walk away with the new ROG Phone 6, and then 20 people will get, you know, other World of Visions merchandise. And now he's talking a bunch of stuff to promote the ROG phone, which I don't care about. So I'm gonna read the chat a little bit. Ryan asks, are they paid to do that? ROG Phone 6 promotion. Well, it's probably some kind of cross collaboration, so I don't think they're taking money for it. Or maybe they are. I'm really not sure. So Vegeta-san is saying that, you know, iPhone is really smooth, right? But when they develop the game is on PC, and so everything that they see is super smooth. And Vegeta-san is saying that if you use the ROG phone for all the visions, it's also super smooth. And Naga-san is doing more more promotion for the phone and saying that there's a bunch of features on the phone.
みんなさ冷却するときとか結構いろいろね使ったりだとかすると思うんですけど、オフィシャルの冷却装置がある。
Some kind of cooling thing for the phone.
いろんなゲームも遊べたりだとかもしますし、もちろん。
まあ正直ね、ゲーム戦争以外の話で。
Ryan asks, wow, how to join? You probably have to go on to Twitter and you have to go on to Twitter and follow and retweet a certain tweet for this. That's how you join in the lucky draw. But I'm pretty sure the terms and conditions will say something like you need to be a resident of Japan or something to receive it. I'll let you guys know if that's not the case, but you know, usually it's something like that because they can only ship to Japan anyway. Stuff who says JP Peeps getting hooked up by ROG. I'm actually due for an Android phone upgrade in a couple months time. Maybe I'll look into the ROG phone as well. But it's expensive, right? So then I probably don't need it. Violeta says, is it such a demanding game to require a gaming cell phone though? My cell phone is crap and it still runs acceptably well. Well, I think with higher spec phones it probably runs smoother. Like if you run it on BlueStacks with a pretty powerful PC, then you can turn up the frame rate all the way to 120 and the game appears like really smooth. So it's probably something like that, I think. So I hope this is the technically this is a collaboration announcement, right guys? It's a collab announcement. I'll put up a Reddit thread later to like talk about some of the things they mentioned. Can I say that they announced a collab on the live stream and that is this collab? Ryan says, oh wait, that's global. Well, there is definitely ROG phone in the global market, but I'm not sure if they're doing a similar kind of collab for global.
すごいすごい
まあそうです今多分こっちでやろうとしてること、まあ多分次とか、まあ、ちょっとこういったタイミングでの発表だと思うんですけど、結構話聞いて、あマジっすかって。
Oh, Violetta says it's not the last team you used to attack. Actually, you can change to another team for free match, for instance, and that will also update your arena team. Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, in that case, then definitely, I see. I use different teams for free match. So if that's the case, then yeah.
熱量高くで、しかもそのプレイヤーの皆さんに喜んでいただけることは一緒に頑張っていきましょうみたいな、はい、お話をいただいてたので、ありがたいなと思って ROG
Kazero says cheaper than iPhone 14. Okay, that's a relief. At least you're good. At least you're getting good value for your money for the ROG phone. Nakai-san is apparently a little bit nervous about promoting the ROG phone because he himself is a fan of the ROG phone.
皆さん ROG さんの公式ツイッターツイートフォロー&リツイートぜひよろしくお願いいたします。はい。
Wow.
そして
There's still more stuff.
この時期になるとこちらがございます。
Since it's almost the 3rd anniversary, they are going to do a 3rd anniversary character popularity poll. Yay! And this will take place October 17 to 24. If you guys remember last year when they did this, the results gave us Summer Helena. This time around, for the character popularity poll in Japan, you're gonna do it in 2 categories. Male and female, just simple like that. And players can only vote for 1 unit, 1 character. And then they will announce who the most popular male and female characters are later on.
メインストーリーね、第3部で、いろんなものが区切りがつきますと。なので、これまで登場している、これユニット化されているキャラクターたち、にしか、現状は投票できない形なんですけれども、皆様の純粋なご意見を、一回聞きたかったっていうところがございます。
So although the character popularity poll won't include, things that happen in part 3 of the story, it's going to be, they just basically want to hear from players to see who are the most popular characters. And this character popularity list will be used as a point of reference for future units when they're making them. So, for things like the summer units, the swimsuit summer units, or other units, they will use this popularity poll as the basis. And the voting site has already opened, but this technically starts on... Oh, okay. This starts on October 17th, so I think in tomorrow, right? Wait, is tomorrow the 17th? Oh no, it's on Monday. So 2 days from now, the character popularity site will be open and people can go in and start voting for their favorite unit. And you can only vote for 1 unit at this time. So this time around, they don't want to make any promises of like if a certain unit, ends in the number 1 spot or whatever, that for sure we will see some kind of new unit. This time they're not going to do that. But they're going to use the entire list as a point of reference for future units. And one thing Nakai-san wants to emphasize is that whenever Nakai-san puts out a new website, he's gonna try and include some kind of Easter egg on the site. And with this character popularity poll as well, there is some hidden Easter eggs on the site itself. So once the site is open, please, he's encouraging everyone to go and check out the site and try and see if they can find the Easter egg that Nakai-san has planted on the site.
の中でも多分今ね
And
この放送をもしも見ていたら小倉も初めて知りました。
this is something that the three main people responsible for World of Visions at Square Enix doesn't even know about.
もちろん知らない。
It's the first time they are hearing about this on the stream as well. So
そうそう。はい、一旦中井がやれって言ったっていうことで作っております。
まあリリース
it's something that Nakai-san he himself wants to do as an Easter egg for players. So I don't know what it is. I've never seen one of these Easter eggs before, but there's some hidden fun Easter egg on the site. So please look out for that.
楽しみをね一緒にやってもらいたかった。だからちょっとあと、あまだできないわ。
俺は多分見れちゃう。
あそっか。
Inertia says Abbott was by far the best character of Part 2. Yeah, he's a really interesting character, huh?
ただ、まあ、そこまで細かい話してる記憶がなくてそこいっぱい人いるし確かに。
あ、そうですね。
だから先に見えるはするんですよ。
ほぼね僕が直接ホームページを作る担当者にほぼ直接電話で指示を
そのチャットルームでそんなのあったかなと思ってそう見りゃ分かるのかもしれないですけど、
いや面白いですよ。
完全犯罪じゃないですかそれ。
面白い。
これはうちわだね。
はい、これはごめんなさい。うちは
So apparently this Easter egg is something that,
皆さんにちょっとね
yeah, it's basically something Nakai-san planned, and you know he gave directions to it
のでぜひ皆さん
for the website builder. So it's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna be anything cool, but I'm gonna try and check it out when the site is open. And I think that more or less brings us to the end of stream. Pretty much. I think you're gonna go into closing comments.
見たい。
They're gonna show the PV for part 3 again, because some people were asking to see it again.
途中から来た人。
But before that, they're gonna go into closing comments. Ishikawa-san
このタイミングで拾った。
is sort of reintroducing herself to people who don't know her.
プライベートでやっていたところお話を伺って今日から新メンバー
And because she's someone who has been playing World of Visions, that's why they got her to appear on the show.
プレゼント見てないじゃん。
見てないです。
Oh, Nagai-san forgot about the presents.
完全に忘れてましたね。
The result for the presents for this broadcast.
僕が抜けました。はい。
See, because they don't have a script, they forget about things like this.
こちらでございます。
But it's going to be this pack that players picked, which includes 40 unit shards, 100 elemental fragments of thought, 100 awakening prisms, 6 flowers, 6 blossoms, and I think the rest are the standard stuff basically.
ちょっとそれで参考に、ちょっとこのままやるかまた変えるかはちょっと考えさせてもらいます。
はい、お願いいたします。じゃあ今回は3番ということで。はい。はい。
そうだよ。意外だったようなそうだよなと思う。
Kaziro says ROG phone collab, lifetime 50% on buying this.
でこっちに入れたんですね。
Well, Amazon coins has a lifetime 20%, so you know there's always that. But of course, I hear what you're saying, and it would be nice if the ROG phone would step that up and give us a 50% off lifetime discount on all this. And on top of all the presents you see here, of course there will be the usual 2,000 Viz. Personally, right now I think I'm standing on about almost 40,000 Viz. So 3rd anniversary is coming up in like what, 4 weeks time, 5 weeks time, in 30 days time. So I think I can save another 20,000 Viz, and hopefully this time I can get some of the new characters for the 3rd anniversary. So Ishikawa-san is basically saying her thanks right now. She is pleasantly surprised by the gag sense the sense of humor that the other people on the panel have.
いやでもね、
浅
皆さんの
田さん
ね、
引
なんか
退中。
いや
思いつつですね。
The jokes on this
や
stream.
っぱりなんかこう原戦争とか、原戦争のこのコミュニティ自体がすごく好きなのが伝わってくる現場で、まあそこにね今回から入らせていただくということで、まだまだ新参ではございますが、
はい
よろしくお願いいたします。
お願いします。
So she's still new to this program, but
はい。
she has only good things to say about the War Divisions community, and this program is a very
いただいたんですけど
community-focused kind of
や
program.
っぱりもう今の時期は特に周年に向けて運営としては
Fujita-san's closing comments, a lot of, well, since it's almost third anniversary, they are
アップデートの
basically making preparations for, you know, the third anniversary. And other than that,
国営放送とか、
はい
そういうのがあると思うの
そうですね。
そのタイミングでいろいろ発表できるように今すごくいろいろ決まってないものもあって、
well, basically they are working on a bunch of stuff, including a bunch of things that have not been fully decided on yet.
うち
But we will hear about them soon in, you know, the next official broadcast,
ちょっと協力して
or, you know, around the third anniversary.
ぜひちょっと
And they're hard at work preparing all these stuff for the third anniversary, so he hopes players will look forward to it.
じゃ
そうですね
浅田さん
浅田さん
はい。
はい。あ、
Next up is Assaulto-san.
なんか最初ら辺でもうこなれてきたなみたいなあったんでね
So Fuji-san is commenting that, you know, Assaulto-san, when he first appeared in this program as the MC, it seems like he wasn't, you know, that
あのやっていきたいと
familiar with the flow and all that, but it seems like he's getting into the groove for this program.
実行っていう段階なんですけど、まあ1回目、まあフィードバックまたねやったらもらって、
So he's been doing, of course, he's always been doing a lot of streams for War Divisions
世界をまた盛り
and
上げ
getting
て
feedback from players.
協力できたらなと思っておりますので、皆さんまた
And
もしね
he's thankful that he can do
参加
that.
できる企画があれば、ぜひ僕に声をかけていただけたらなと思いますので、よろしくお願い
If
しま
there's
す。
anything, any kind of feedback that players have,
情報盛りだくさん
he would absolutely he would absolutely love to, you know, hear from the players.
そうですね。はい。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい
中井さん、いかが
はい。まあ今日も
Funny,
ね、めちゃめちゃ
Nakai-san.
いろいろとね発表させていただきましたけれども、
And also a bunch of things,
まあ
but
そして言えることとしては、新しいねコンテンツだったりだとか、まあこうやって皆様とね放送を通じてコミュニケーションして、
so with this stream they announced a bunch of things, including, you know, the new upcoming story content and, you know, conversing with the players through the chat. And he's happy, he's glad that, you know, they were able to do this program quite smoothly. And of course, recently he was able to meet, you know, the players during the Fan Festa events in JP, in Japan. And he's also thinking about in the future what kind of things, you know, he can do to further the interaction between the operations team and players. So of course, one of the ways is of course through people like Assaulto-san and Miso Shiru-san, Ishikawari.
楽しむコンテンツ、楽しむ機会っていうのをね、どんどん増やしながら、はい、
He hopes to create more fun and interesting moments and programs and contents for the game. And above all, you know, they are really preparing lots of stuff for the third anniversary. So for now, please focus on Halloween Lucia. Please get her and enjoy playing with her. And look forward to the upcoming stuff for the third anniversary.
それでは本日の、2A 放送も遅い時間まで皆さんね、ギルバトの時間帯までありがとうございました。
And that brings us to the end of the program.
この後ね、
They're gonna end off the stream by showing the trailer for part 3.
では、第3部の、ムービーをお楽しみください。それでは皆さん、また次回の配信でお会いしましょう。失礼します。
I'm gonna take the moment to read some of my YouTube chat as well. Violeta says, I'm not an expert, but my friend keeps saying playing the game while charging battery is bad for battery life. Yeah, in general, for mobile devices, when you are charging and playing the game, it will definitely dampen the battery life by a little bit because of the extra heat. But it's not really something that I'll be too concerned about. I mean, I play the game while charging my phone all the time. Not just War Divisions, but with, you know, other stuff as well. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you really care about extending your battery life for years, it's preferable to not do that, but I mean, for me, you know, it's too inconvenient if I can't charge my phone while playing the game. So I'm just gonna keep doing that as well. And then Starfu says, Saruto-san started out as a content creator and then became a regular for the World of Vision strips. Yeah, so basically in Japan, they have like a while back, I think almost 2 years back, they have this program where they invited player representatives for the JP community to sign up and compete to be the Goodwill Ambassador for World of Visions. And I believe Saruto-san wasn't actually picked as the first one, he was picked as the second one. So the first one for about 6 months, it was some other people, some other YouTube content creator who were the Goodwill Ambassador. And then after that, 6 months later, they decided to change it, and that's when Saruto-san was picked. And since then, he's been hosting all these official streams and all that. And then I think about earlier in the year, he was officially made the MC for this particular program series. So that's why he's a little bit, you know, he doesn't really give off the MC vibe because, you know, he himself is not really like, I mean, he doesn't do MCing, you know, as a profession, right? Like, he's just doing this because he's basically the Goodwill Ambassador for World of Visions, and then they asked him to come and do this. Let's see if there's anything else I missed. Okay, I think, and then there was some talk about the popularity poll. Seems like nothing much for me to comment on. Okay, so I think this is pretty much it for this stream this time, because there is some actual new information from the stream. I think I'm gonna go and put up a Reddit thread later on and summarize some of the points. If you guys just came into the stream late, you can go and check out the Reddit thread I'll put up after this. And then I think that's about it. If nobody else has any other closing comments, I'm going to just, you know, turn off the stream in a bit now. Thanks everybody for dropping by and watching the stream with me. Although this time we didn't get any hints of what the 3rd anniversary collaboration may be, there's definitely quite a bit to look forward to. I mean, we got information about the upcoming system to further strengthen units that will come out during the 3rd anniversary. We got some information about the new guild mode, and I'm quite happy about, you know, when that new guild mode comes out. It will basically be a break for guild battles for about a week or so. Whoops. Okay, so this is pretty much it. You guys can take a look at what kind of programs I watch on my YouTube. Let's see. Okay, so I think this is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys around next time.